Welcome everyone to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, DB Smiley, bringing you some Division A action. Wholesome Halfwits versus Few Loose Screws. And as you saw when I brought up the standings, Division A well underway. These two teams right at the line of the playoffs, both tied in 8th place. This map is huge. This game is huge. Just to get up, and getting a domination would be big for either team to try to expand their distance from that playoff line, but it's really critical that they do indeed get theirs. Right out of the gate, we see a new bracket on a band, Bananas and Bananoobs, as far as the eye can see. Jumping into this series, though. Yeah, we should note E-Bagatron going to be subbing in here for Few Loose Screws. This was approved by Wholesome Halfwits. But there's the Uther ban, trying to limit that flex we've seen from Dr. Jelly into the Uther as sort of like that pseudo-tank role. What do they ban out? Diablo. So, you know, the only target ban here I'd say that's a clear target ban is the Uther. Although Wipeout, who kind of alternates between tank and healer, does play Ana quite a bit. So that's a good ban from a target standpoint as well. And Akash going to get the first pick. He has pretty consistently been the DPS, whereas we've seen quite a lot of flex here from both teams in a big way. I mean, as I was kind of scouting this match, you know, I wrote down Crooked Smiles could be Assassin or Solo Laner. D-Money Drums could be Solo Laner or Assassin. Ace Hysteria could be the Solo Laner Assassin if he subbed in for Wholesome Halfwits. He's not here. Meanwhile, Brewer 2 can be the tank or Abathur. Lumpico can be the healer or the off lane. So we actually don't know who's healing yet. A few loose screws. So these teams have a lot of flexibility at play at their disposal. But we do see the Imperious Stukov, kind of a classic combo, similar to the variant Stukov. It's really just a great way to set up root combos, and it's a great way to stay in shape. There we see the ETC ban, as one would expect. ETC very, very prime in the meta right now. And when you have your Joanna, you want to go ahead and deny the tank that can kind of engage in the backline to separate you out. Joanna's okay, though, in the ETC. He has the Mosh interrupts, but, you know, don't want to give it away for free at this point. But we have a Kerrigan pick here that's not being held for last pick. We have a Tyrael, so, like, oh, you're going to pay an Uther? Lol. Guess what? Now I'm flying Uther. I'm flying Uther. I like it. I like that adjustment. It's pretty nifty. Not gonna lie. But Kerrigan onto the map, of course. Great shrine control. Great shrine clear. So on the other side, we have the Alexstrasza. And there is Arthas as the solo laner who really brings a lot of beef. And I think that's a great pick into the Kerrigan. As well as really the Tyrael, who wants to get a lot of auto attacks off for that self-sustain. It's a good way to reduce. It's a good way to punish if the enemy team stacks up in the sanctification. Arthas can just walk in the middle, pop is slow, and then at that point, like, the fight could turn the other way. But we are seeing an Alexstrasza here by Wipeout, so he is going to be healing this game. And Alexstrasza, great heal on the map, but there is Neutrons grabbing Gul'dan. So the Shrine Control just seems much stronger on the face of it on the side of Wholesome Halfwits. Meanwhile, Few Loose Screws, though, their Shrine Control is not bad, and they can always pop Dragon and take that as an opportunity to get a strong engage. So this is, it's going to be an interesting match. Both teams with a lot of Shrine Control, both teams with a lot of team fight potential. I like these drafts a lot. I'm especially liking that both teams have at least 2 forms of base kit hard CC. And that's always valuable to get. A lot of teams, I find that when teams struggle a lot, right now CC is just critical to the meta, especially with the movement speed buff we saw recently. So we're going to jump into this series, though. And you know what? I'm looking forward to it. We're going to spotlight a player here. We're going to spot a Wipeout. Don't see the Alexstrasza there. He is going to be on the healer. Now, I can't filter the stats based on healing rate. So his healing is kind of off, just on averages. But going to be on his Alex. Alex always a high impact hero onto this match. But here we go now. jumping into the series.
The light of justice shines.
We're gonna get on the left side, Wholesome Halfwits. It's going to be Dr. Chelly going to be playing Imperial. We're going to have G-Money Drums playing Imperious. We're going to have Freckle Pants on Stukov. We're going to have Neutrons on Uncle Dan. And we are going to have Crooked Smile on Kerrigan. And over on the right, it is Few Loose Screws. We're going to have Wipeout onto the Axtros. We're going to have Lumpico on Arthas. E-Bagatron on the Hanzo. And Brewer 2 on Joanna. And Akash going to be on that Kel'Thas. So, jumping right into this. Here we go. Level 1 talents. Always worth noting. Here we go. Going with that AoE shield. We do see Gul'dan going with the E build. I've seen a bit of Q build on this map, but, you know, sticking with kind of the more popular build here. Otherwise, pretty standard picks out the gate. Hanzo going Q build. Always worth noting. Mana Addict from Kel'Thas. Alex Strassa, always worth noting her build as well. She's going E build. Now what that means is she's very vulnerable to dive. They are going to try to dive the backline to get onto her. But, ooh, great stun by Kerrigan. Going to secure the first kill of the match. And Wholesome Halfwits off to a strong start with that pickoff. That's exactly how you want to play the Kerrigan comp. And it's going to deny Kel'Thas some globes as well. He has no globes yet. Meanwhile, up in the top, Imperious and Arthas going at it, but down here in the middle, great 4-man rotation here. Cutting off the rotations. I love Dr. Chelly's position, and knowing the hero, you know, you can, hey, I'm just gonna play up a bit, keep vision, and hey, oh, you know, they're still trying to catch up and soak. Let's go ahead and do our siege camp up here. So, camps being cleared, rotation coming down, mid was cleared up by Akash and Bagatron. Bagatron trying to get those stacks. Very important that he gets some value on that fairly early. Rotations now heading up towards the mid. So the team's going to meet here in the middle. Cosner camp has been taken by Wholesome Halfwits. Ooh, great Kerrigan combo onto Hanzo. Stun follow-up was there, and that is the second kill. And already these early kills piling up. As we take a look, Stukov is going to go with the E talent build, and it definitely paid dividends there with the low blow. Going to synergize very, very well with the Kerrigan. But these rotations now definitely favoring Wholesome Halfwits. They're looking strong here with this early game comp. And G-Money Drums even having some trouble. G-Money Drums, though, having some trouble in this top lane with the Arthas. So that you know, by no means is this falling apart or anything for Few Loose Screws, but they are going to have to clean up those rotations, clean up, and just respect the CC train that is present here with the Kerrigan combo. Pardon me. But with that, it is going to be the bottom shrine first. We are seeing the top laners already rotating down. Slight advantage to red in the top lane passively, but level 7, a bit closer for the side of Wholesome Halfwits. Still, we may not get that, but Kerrigan actually a little bit forward. Arthas trying to get the dive onto it, but not enough follow-up damage there in order to secure the kill. Hanzo has 1 stack, so he's getting a little bit of range there, but not enough yet. Meanwhile, though, Alex can drop Dragon at any time, and in fact going to do so. So dropping Dragon, has the W available, and holding it. And I like this decision, holding that W. Going to try to drop W right before Dragon falls off if the enemy team doesn't engage at that point. There it is. So Dragon going to fall off very shortly. So we could see the re-engage now from Wholesome Halfwits. But, you know, still going to get cleaned up by Few Loose Screws before that can happen. So, great start here on the side of both teams, really. Both teams executing their comp. We're going to win the shrine on the side of Few Loose Screws, and we're going to kill you on the side of Wholesome Halfwits. But Quarter Punisher not getting the most value in the world. Could get that wall. It does. So full wall down. That's you take that off the first Punisher, especially Mortar. Not a particularly strong Punisher. Especially level 1. Does get decent siege damage, but kind of you want it to scale. Level 7 talents coming in. Stukov continuing that E-build. Gul'dan going with the Corruption CDR, so pretty meta builds for how they're doing. Of course, there are alternative builds, but for the builds they're doing, nothing too surprising. Arthas going with Icebound Fortification. That's really going to prevent, I think, Kerrigan from getting too dive happy into this. And Alex Strasser now a real healer now that she has Life Blossom. Absolute critical for her to get that talent. And, now with that in hand, she can heal much more frequently, much more aggressively, keep herself topped off. Generally, when you see a Q build Alex Strasser, that does get paired with Lifebinder as well for Alex's to have a means of high self-healing. Just if you get low, Lifebinder, a high HP target, that way you can keep healing in the fight. But rotations now, just kind of going back and forth. Dr. Jelly, ooh, looking for the engage. The brain blown early for Joanna, but still going to be able to disengage this all the same. There's a combo from Kerrigan onto a Brewer 2. But Flame Strike going to force the disengage. Couple Corruption stacks. A third of the way done with Corruption. Actually, more than a third of the way. About 40% of the way done. But, Kerrigan starts that camp. Team's not with. Gonna stay on it. A Brewer 2 moving in. Gonna spot this out. Are they gonna let this reset or are they gonna fight over it? Wipeout keeping it aggroed. Alex actually has decent camp clear, by the way. You just keep throwing E on it. Tyrael going for the steal, but doesn't have the holy ground yet. But Kerrigan all over Akash on the back line. The silence trying to buy some space. A Brewer 2 still alive. Tyrael's gonna drop. The dragon is coming out. They really want this camp. Kerrigan trying to get the kill, does do so, pays for it with her life though. 2-for-1 trade and the camp picked up. And level 10's now here on the side. Ooh, Kerrigan Joanna wanted that, excuse me. Stat pick, Blessed Shield, and dove for Gul'dan. And that was a hell of a play by a Brewer 2. Brewer 2, absolutely, that Gul'dan kill is going to set them up very, very nicely to get a great start onto the Shrine. Brewer 2 making a play worth recognizing there. Rotation coming up top now. Level 10s, taking a look at the heroics. It is not the Lifebinder, it is the Cleansing Flame. And the Cleansing Flame works as kind of, you can use it as really an ice block in a lot of ways, albeit an ice block with a wind-up always makes it risky. Pyroblast over the Phoenix. Dragon's Arrow, Blessed Shield is our army is dead. Versus Angelic Armament's Maelstrom over the rising in popularity Ultralisk. Horrified, Massive Shove, and of course Sanctification, which we expected. Kerrigan landing a two-man combo. Tyrael trying to dive into the back. There's the Sanctification. They managed to get the get the kill onto Arthas. Excuse me, my tongue went faster than my mouth there. My mouth went faster than my tongue. Either way, I sounded like a pretty bad speech impediment. But now this should be Shrine Control heading over, and with the Arcane Punisher coming up, should be Shrine belonging to the side of Wholesome Halfwits. We are seeing a gank attempt, but Imperius now diving in on the Kael'thas. And down he goes, and you have to question if staying up here and fighting was a call. I know that you think, like, okay, we can poke out the Shrine with Kael'thas, we can steal some minions, we can try to get back into this, but I think you're better served just splitting off and getting Soak and accepting the Arcane Punisher for what it is. You have a wall here, it's healthy. A little bit of misplay on the side, a few loose screws. Wholesome Halfwits, gonna jump over the wall, they break out the side wall. Kerrigan here looking for the engage, but failing that, they're at least gonna get the wall and then turn their attention to the fort. And because of this Kerrigan, you're just seeing very sheepish play by few loose screws, especially when you don't have that single target burst heal potential. Just one of the things about Kerrigan is you need fast heals to deal with it a lot of the time, and Alex just doesn't have fast heals until level 13 when she can go Life Unbound, I believe it's called. That said, she'll reset Life Unbound super quick. Arthas in the bot lane, Tyrael doing some scouting. Bruiser Camp gonna get grabbed. Early Bruiser Camp just to try to help push out top lane, get some value on the side of Few Loose Screws. Meanwhile, we're seeing a focus onto the siege camps on the side of Wholesome Halfwits and actually pushing up this bottom lane here and should be able to do this camp as well. Tyrael down here as well, so they could be looking for a fight. Brewer 2 spotting it out. Now the focus there on the wipeout. Level 13s are here, and we do have the Holy Ground. There's the Dragon's Arrow onto Dr. Shelly. Sanctification going to be used to neuter the Cleansing Flame. The great Imperious Stun followed up by Kerrigan onto Hanzo. And looks like Wholesome Halfwits has a chance to take a big, big lead in this game at this point. 2 kills there, finding Arthas on the backside. G-Money Drone going to take a lot of damage. Has the Angelic Armaments used to allow him to dive the fort wall a bit. Siege camp going to be grabbed. And they're actually going to double up, start painting the map blue. Furious going to come up and clear this top lane, and they'll get an unpunished bruiser, or an unmatched bruiser in the top lane, presumably once the objective comes up. You lose Screws, gonna clean up this mid lane. Joanna rotating down to defend this. There are 4 people here, though. And with root combo available, you want to be careful. Mid lane pushed up gets some value. And it is a mid shrine. So right now, 1 tower wall down. 1 cannon tower down, excuse me. On the side, a few loose screws. But otherwise, they have the gate down in middle. So they could get a lot of value with this next Punisher. Which will be of the frozen variety. The icy John Cena, if you will. But bottom camp being cleared up now by Joanna. Dr. Shelley just going to rotate down. Getting vision, playing safe. They're going to try to push level 16 here on the side of Wholesome Halfwits for the next shrine. And on the other hand, Few Screws now knows that they want to try to get a kill here before that becomes a factor. Level 16 going to be a huge talent, though, for Few Screws. They are going to get the Draconic, or the Draconic Endurance, or whatever it is, the extended Dragon Duration. Hanzo going to get some of his talents, Piercing probably, I would imagine, could be the pick. But, Kerrigan, meanwhile, set up, already doing the shrine, has 1 minion down. But here comes the rotation. We're looking at this fight. Oh, we're going to clear top first. Okay, so here comes the rotation towards the top lane to clear this up. Meanwhile, here in mid, Joanna getting engaged on. There's the stun. They get the root combo. Unstoppable has to be blown, but a Brewer 2 taking a ton of damage and blowing the Blessed Hammers just to try to disengage any further chase. But Brewer 2 stepping up once again. And Hanzo in the top lane could get engaged on here by Tyrael and Hanzo, but now Brewer 2 stepping up. Now this is going to be the Punisher picked up any second here by the side of Wholesome Halfwits. Joanna using the Blessed Shield, doesn't really find anyone with it, and Joanna is going to go down. Cleansing Flame was used, but it's just going to be a waste, and now a little bit of a shame Horrify went down there. They get the... Ooh. But they get an ult as Hanzo has to ult just to save himself. That said, Hanzo did save himself, so Kerrigan going to be able to finish up the shrine. You want to do it quick with Joanna dead. Looks like they're actually going to stall this shrine out. They're going to try to get Bruiser as well. They still have not taken this shrine. And with Joanna dead, I think you want to rush it. But they kind of play that a bit too patient for my taste. I think the tank is dead. You can easily get mid fort for free. They do finally take it, but Joanna's back up. Arthas, meanwhile, though, is on the siege camp. And he might get seen, and he might go down as a result. Needs to be careful. Lampico... gonna get it, though. But Wholesome Halfwits really in a strong position now, pushing in with this Frozen Punisher onto the mid. Now we see a rotation coming in. Teams kind of split. Punisher goes over the wall. Here comes the engaged side wall out. Gonna keep our attention here. There's the root. Onto a Brewer 2. Kerrigan going in for the combo. There's the Maelstrom. Flesh's shield forcing the disengage. Kerrigan, though, still getting a ton of shield. Dr. Jelly pops in and pops right back out. He did not go the Holy Ground, actually. My mistake. But this Punisher does get the mid fort. Gets the keep wall. But goes no further. Meanwhile, though, immediately Wholesome Halfwits, showing their macro awareness, says, alright, they're clearing up mid. Let's go ahead and take bot fort real quick. Now we gotta keep an eye. Here comes the cavalry. Except Arthas not here, so it is a 4v5. So kind of resigning to give him this fort, but there's a 2-man stun by Imperius, and that should proc a kill. No, hasn't done so yet. Oh, but there's the Horrify, and Hanzo is gonna go down. What a fantastic Horrify there by Neutron. And now Sanctification being used, trying to make sure that they can get Imperius back out from over the wall. And they do. Great Horrify. And now Wholesome Halfwits just firmly in control of this game. Have a chance to push level 20 here. All the lanes with some tasty, tasty soak involved. Gonna grab the Siege Camp at the bottom. Healer Screw's gonna have to find a way to get back into this one. Lane's being cleared up, forgive me, as I do need to get some water here. My voice starting to go, ooh. There's a big pickoff, and that's what they needed. They absolutely need to find a pickoff. Dr. Jelly had been posting up aggressively pretty much all game, trying to get vision. That time he's going to get punished over it. Now we're seeing a rotation over to the Bruiser camp, but we're going to see an engage here, and I think they need to disengage this. Looks like they're going to try to finish. Nope, going to have to give it up. So Bruiser Camp's going to be stolen top. Now the Bruiser Camp will just go feed on keep wall unless they are able to negotiate it towards that mid fort. So more a denial than a pickup. But let's see now what we see out of You lose Screws. Still losing the race to 20 by about a level. It was a level and a half, so it's good that they've closed that gap. Need to make sure they're getting as much soak on the map as they can. They want to make sure they're even getting those 2 minions top, which they're not, by the way. But Arthas is going to pick up this lane here. Each camp picked up by Few Screws. And now we're going to head into the next shrine, and they're actually going to invade. Level 20 almost here, though. I'd like to see them back up and just not rush into this, because if they take this fight and level 20 is picked up, it's going to go very badly for them. The problem is with this Punisher being in bot lane, that is a weak lane at the moment, though granted, aren't they all for Few Loose Screws, as we're seeing the macro play be very strong from Wholesome Halfwits. Level 20, we got the Holy Arena, we got the top off, we got the upgraded Horrify Haunt, we got upgraded Angelic Armaments, and we got upgraded Maelstrom, so 4 upgraded ultimates. Stukov, you disappoint me. Did you not have to get the memo, Stukov? You're supposed to go the shove meme talent. Stukov level 20 is weird. It's like, compared to his level 16, it's substantially weaker. It's one of the least impactful level 20s in the game, honestly. But now, engaged down here onto Joanna, and she gets root comboed into the silence, and she ain't getting out, and Joanna goes down, doesn't have level 20 to stay alive. And, smart pickoff. I love that decision to pick off on the side of, Wholesome Halfwits. With that pickoff now, this Punisher guaranteed to get a ton of value here in the bottom. Very potentially game-ending. Meanwhile, still no level 20 or Few Loose Screws. Arthas could try to grab it mid, but has to worry about being engaged on. But this keep is going to drop, and it is going to drop fast. Level 20 almost here. Going to get grabbed mid. See what we get. Level 20's here now. Lempico, though, stepping up, is getting focused by this Punisher, successfully baiting it towards the mid-keep, stalling the kill onto this objective here. As we take a look Cleansing Flame upgrades, so gonna have a lot of Dragon time potentially, but Arthas is just gonna get annihilated here. Or is he? Lol JK. Arthas just walks right out of that burning building, and now we have the Dragon time coming down. And Dragon gonna need to get some auto attacks in, get some of that healing out, but that's the first kill heading over to Few Loose Screws. Sanctification being used, trying to buy some time. Great haunt to turn around. Now the focus though onto Joanna. She has the Unstoppable, and Joanna does have the Indestructible as well to come back up. They are gonna get this Punisher, and they're gonna save their core in the process, and actually getting some value here in the top. So this game is absolutely a game now. Few Loose Screws needs to do something with the Imperious Death Timer. They aren't gonna get this siege camp, that much is certain. Or are they? The clear, no, the clear is fast enough. Can they get some kind of kill? If not, they at least need to get bottom fort. They need to get bottom fort and maybe even mid fort with the Imperious Death Timer. I want to see them try to open this map up. Instead, looking like they want to go for a siege camp. Well, in their defense, the next tribute is going to be top, the next shrine phase, and so because of that, you can see if you just trace the path, you can see that top wall is a bit weakened. Granted, versus quite a bit weakened with no sidewall on the side of in favor of Wholesome Halfwits there. So this next shrine, though, very, very probably game deciding, and so now you got to watch out. Does Wholesome Halfwits look for picks here before this next shrine phase? That seems to be their strength. Few Loose Screws did find Dr. Jelly earlier, though. Right now, both teams kind of just rotating around each other. No one really wants to make the first move. Joanna doing a good job zoning. Mid-keep is low. Are they going to run this down mid-keep? Looks like they might try. But Kerrigan, Imperious in the flank potentially. Joanna in the bush, gonna get spotted out as the Unstoppable. Gonna plop it there. Might want to back up now. Does do so. We're seeing Wholesome Halfwits. They really want this keep. They want to try to keep the members here. And this is great patience by Wholesome Halfwits. A lot of times seems like, oh, we didn't get it. Let's back up and try to do something else. But now they see Kael'thas top. That will be a chance for them to push up. There's also 3 catapults on the bottom. So they should be able to just walk up and grab this keep at the moment if they want to. Although Kael'thas actually foregoing clearing up that top lane to come down and help defend. Now stepping back up towards the top. That keep taking a lot of damage from Gul'dan, but still standing. So with that, we are seeing now a great defense there on the side of Few Loose Screws. Possibly looking for the engage. Brewer 2 wants to step up. Here's the Unstoppable. Getting the Condemn onto Crooked Smile. Here comes the Cleansing Flame. Looking for the value now onto the backline. Now hitting the healer. Ooh, there's Imperious dropping low. The Silence, though, going to peel him out, but the Dragon comes down. Joanna does have the Indestructible. Will buy time for Alex to get some heals out. There's the Horrify, though, separating out Arthas. Arthas can rejoin this, but the Sanctification going to enable the kill onto Hanzo without the turnaround damage. And Arthas in the backline trying to make something happen, but he's going to drop, and it is 2 for nothing. As a great Horrify from Gul'dan enables those 2 kills onto Hanzo and onto Arthas, separating out Arthas from the rest of the team. The hard engage with the Sanctification to make sure to get the kill. Dragon going to be blown, trying to keep Joanna alive. Does she still have Indestructible? She does. So going to get a big heal here from Alex. And we're not seeing Wholesome Halfwits on the core just yet. They're moving in now. Joanna going to try to be as disruptive as possible. The core shields are down. It's down to 80%. The damage is coming out. Imperious does go down to the Pyroblast, though. Crooked Smile also taking a lot of damage from the core itself. The core is down to 30%. It is not ending yet. This game is maybe not over. Kerrigan goes down. Is that enough? The focus is on the core. Everyone's calling right click, right click, right click, and they do get it. So Wholesome Halfwits dominated most of the game, but got everything they wanted from Few Loose Screws late in that map there. Good showing by Few Loose Screws to come back into that game, but ultimately those early game pickoffs, they gave a lead to Wholesome Halfwits that they were rather, we'll say, reluctant to relinquish. That taking a look at the stats, you know, um, Dugov just with a fuck ton of healing. It's pretty easy to do when when your team can just kind of hard engage like that. Alex, I thought played well. Um, Hanzo had a hard time in those fights. Uh, Anytime he was slightly out of position, he just got punished really hard. But it was a good map. It was a good map. So we're gonna get set up here for map number 2. So we're gonna take a brief break while we do that. But Wholesome Halfwits going up 1-0 in this series. We'll bring it back to you after the break. Stay tuned here to the Nexus Gaming series. Thanks for watching. Alright, welcome back everyone to Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here bringing you map 2 of this best of 3 series. Wholesome Halfwits. Win game 1. And it looked dominant for a while. And certainly the final macro result maybe looked dominant, but keep in mind that few loose screws, they had a chance to win that game. They just had kind of that bad last engage where they had 2 kills that let it run it down. If they can fight over the shrine, that's a good opportunity for few loose screws to try to win that game. Weren't able to do it. So now we're going to take it to Inspire Queen. This was also map choice by Wholesome Halfwits. Anubrak Uther ban, same as before. Anna ban, do we get the same ban as the last game? I'm trying to remember what it was. I believe it was a Diablo ban. There we go. As, Yep. There it is. Not too surprising. Nothing really surprises me under the sun anymore. I am old and jaded and pretty much ready to die. Anyway, reflections on life notwithstanding, we are going to see Joanna get grabbed by a brew or two. Joanna, the premier tanky tank on this map. The wave clear that Joanna brings, absolutely essential. Makes rotations a lot easier. That said, this is a map where Kerrigan can do quite well. So I'm gonna be interested to see if Kerrigan's gonna make it through the ban phase.
The hunt is on.
First,
Victory for the Forsaken.
a first pick Lunara. All right. Well, I mean, Wholesome Halfwits, they'll do some weird stuff. Apparently that includes first pick Lunara.
With every death comes honor. Honor.
Oh, this is my jam!
Anyway, oh, why is my frame not? Oh well, we'll fix the frame later. Back to the draft though, there's the Hanzo Lucio. E-Bagatron getting back onto the Hanzo. Switching up to the Lucio this time for Wipeout. Lucio, a good hero on the map. The rotation speed he brings, you pair it up with Joanna, it's actually a pretty good pairing. As we figure out why my thing is bugged. Sometimes just like certain things just fresh. There we go. Fixed it. See, I'm back. I have a frame now. I'm not in a black void of nothingness. Yay! Alright, you don't give a fuck about me. Focusing back onto the draft. ETC ban. A chat. Lunara first. Lunara in the 1-2 rotation. Someone explain that one to me. Because I don't expect her to get taken in the 2-3, and I don't expect her to get banned. I'm really surprised to see Lunara. Maybe they're just like, let's just get our assassins and then see what we want to do with the rest of our comp. Plays Deckard. Okay, that's a lot of slows. And Lunara can actually benefit from those slows, so starting to take shape. Do we get an Arthas main tank? And then they just hyper focus on like we're just gonna keep them slowed the whole time? Maybe. Gul'dan gonna get grabbed by Kosh, so grabbing Gul'dan for the wave clear over the Kael'thas who was available. And then there's the Rexar solo laner coming in from Lumpico. Pardon me. I have an air quality alert day here in Philadelphia, and I'm not normally sensitive to such things, but like I've just felt short of breath all day. I will not miss Philadelphia when I leave it behind. Dr. Jelly grabbing the Muradin. He has slows, W. He has good stun combo. He can initiate. You can go Muradin Stormbolt into a Jet Charge Oil Slick with a root combo from Stukov, or from Deckard in the form of Sapphire into root. That could work. I'm just surprised that Lunara was the high priority pick there. They must have anticipated something that I didn't. Either way, looking forward to what this map's going to look like. So, spotlighting here, we're going to see Dr. Jelly on that Muradin that you see on his screen. But he's just been a really flexible player this season. And drawing Uther bans, that's always got to be a fun one, right? Josh still saying in chat that he took Asmos in the 1-2. So he just does what he feels like. Maybe that's the case. Worked well in the last game with the Kerrigan, but jumping now into the game.
The battle begins shortly.
Here we go. Let's introduce the two teams. On the left side, it's going to be Wholesome Halfwits. We're going to have Dr. Jelly on the Muradin, Neutrons on the Sylvanas. G Money Drums going to be on the Blaze, Freckle Pants going to be on the Deckard, and Crooked Smile on the Lunara. Wholesome Halfwits looking to dominate this series, but on the right, hoping to stop that. It's going to be Akash on Goldani, Bagatron on the Hanzo, Verutu on the Joanna. It's going to be Limpico on the Rexar, and it's going to be, oh, who did I forget the name? Wipeout on the Lucio. That was it. With that, big match here. As I said, this series definitely has playoff implications. We'll see if a domination is had or if we go to a map number 3. Looking at E-Build on the Gul'dan. Dr. Jelly stepping up, just trying to be disruptive. Already Rexar in the side lane. Dr. Jelly very low. Having the Dwarf tossed away, barely getting out of there. Good start here for Few Loose Screws. As you see the rotation to top, getting a nice lead in the rotation on the way back down here. Dr. Jelly going to dismount. Limpico doing a little double soak. Blaze still hanging out in the bot lane. Focus there. Onto Lunara, getting some decent chunk. As the rotations continue here. Just, you know, it's like a little ship. We're going to go up. And then, ooh, Crooked Smile might go down. No, but we're going to go head back down here. And anytime you can get damage like that, you're going to slow the opponent's rotation. Dr. Jelly doing the best disruption he can, but he himself is starting to get a little bit low here. Needs to be careful. And Pico, though, trying to help with the rotations as he can. Look for those opportunities to rotate up and get some soak before heading back down. Meanwhile, up in the top. Rotation going top again. And it just seems like right now, Wholesome Halfwits, it's all they can do to hold on to rotations. Now, it will get better. Their wave clear will improve as the game goes on. For now, it is not holding muster. And, sorry, cutting muster is technically the correct term. Let's not have that kind of chat in Twitch. You're gonna disrupt me for a second because I don't want that kind of chat in my channel. So let's be respectful. Thank you. Just that's something that if I don't deal with it, Twitch can actually not be nice to me for a bit. So I need to not have that in my chat. And now I can't close this window. Right. Okay. So, hang on, give me 1 sec, everyone. There we go. Alright. All of that was because someone talks about a dick in the chat. So let's just, please not do that again. Thank you. That's just something that can get my channel, in trouble if I don't ban it, if I don't time out over it. Because that could be construed as sexual harassment. So please don't do that. Thank you. All right. Back into the game now, trying to recollect with where we were. E-Bagatron going to clean this up. Siege Camp picked up here on the side of Few Loose Screws. Still no kills in this map, but slight level lead on the side of Few Loose Screws. Slight XP lead. Neutron's in a little bit of an awkward spot. Has the Wailing Banshees to get out. Dr. Shelly gonna take some chunk as well. Wipeout, I love this aggressive positioning here. Stormbolt, though. Wipeout gonna use the trait. Or the mount move, I should say, to get away. E-Bagatron manages to drop his gems as the Joanna. 4 away from a turn-in on the side of Few Loose Screws. Rexar in the bottom. G-Money with 20 gems. The first bank of phase, but there's an engage up here in the mid. Keeping an eye on this. As, oops. Sorry about that. I did not have the camera follow on. Sorry, everyone. This is, please don't make me get flustered again like that. It'll really help me out. And I can't, alright. I'm having trouble getting the camera follow turned back on. There we go. Sylvanas goes down. We get the camera working just in time for that. I sincerely apologize about the camera work, guys. Just I can't moderate chat and cast the game at the same time.
Power is yours.
There we go. Helu Screws gets the first turn in, setting themselves up for a strong start to this game. And Gul'dan already halfway done with his quest stacks. Actually now past halfway done, up to 22. All 7s here for both teams. But now moving up to the top lane, I like this. See, a lot of times teams will just move straight up to top lane. At that point, okay, we're going to move up the top lane to defend. But if they force mid to be cleared first, then get some value. And Dr. Jelly now needing to back up. Here's a root coming in from Deckard. Could enable a re-engage. There's a stun on the Wipeout. Wipeout is poisoned to death. Is he going to survive? Oh, come on, amp it up. Come off cooldown. Nope. Steps up. Wailing Arrow or Lunara secures the kill. Who knows what it was, but Vernon did go down in all of that. So pushing up still very aggressively. Akash is probably going to drop here. Down he goes, and it might even be a brew or two falling as well. That's going to be 4 kills, and that is so many gems dropped by a few loose screws, and that could be an immediate turn-in here on the side. Lumpigo going to drop his 17, but that could be an immediate turn-in here for the side of Wholesome Halfwits, and they could do a lot with this.
Shall aid you.
As for why the camera wasn't moving for a bit, I'm actually obsing myself, and it creates this nice smooth transition as you see here. Oh, look at that. So smooth. Blue team has the Web Weavers. Looks like they want to get their Bruiser with it too, get that spell shield. Great way to deal with the Gul'dan. There's the Storm Bolt, trying to get some damage, but no real follow-up yet. Still decent chunk. Lucio having to rotate around safe. Still shutting some towers down. Here we go. Joanna coming up with a Condemn, trying to initiate something. Wall's still standing, though. This is a pretty effective defense here. We're seeing Gul'dan do quite a good job of that. And I kind of want to check bot lane, but we do want to keep an eye on this rotation to top lane. Just real quick peeking down. All right. Look at that timing. I'm such a good caster, Kappa. I am not a good caster at all. Anyway, top lane, still a lot of minions, but the spiders are low. Blaze, though, getting some free damage here onto the bot with the kill onto Rexar. With that. Patience coming mid. Dr. Jelly stepping up, looking for the Storm Bolt. It's a caution in the back, so that's a stack. Joanna stepping up with the Condemn. Level 10s here on both teams. Leaping Strike, Bunker, Wailing Arrow, Lornado, Avatar versus Sound Barrier, Horrify, Bless Shield, Dragon's Arrow, and Boars. Gonna be the pick. But Wholesome Halfwits wants a double turn-in. There's a focus. Bless Shield was used, trying to get a kill under Lunara. Sound Barrier used as well to initiate. And Lornado does not manage to interrupt the bunker there, and now a brew or two is going to go down to just all that damage. Wipeout could be the next to follow. Finally drops as well. And no, not Misha. No, not Misha. No, not Misha. Oh. In the arms of the angels. So, Wholesome Halfwits starting to get control of this game. They have the only fort of the game down so far. They do have gems for a turn, and Neutron's thinking about sticking around, but just with the Hanzo there, he controls so much vision. You're so low health. It's just better not to risk it. You're not really in a race. The other team has 17 in and only 25 in hand. So they're 42. They're still 13 gems away. It's not too far. They could pick it up, but it's not enough that you try to turn in at like 10% HP just to see what happens. Meanwhile, level 13's here. Deckard with the Ancient Blessings, of course. Pretty standard talent choices, once again. And this is always an important talent. Endless Spores. Quite good. Ooh, there's the focus onto Dr. Shelly. Root, though, is going to slow down the engage. There's a big Dragon's Arrow. Focus once again onto Dr. Shelly. Blaze, though, diving E Bagatron, forcing him out of the fight. Lunara wants to get in on the fun as well. Lunara jumps all over Wipeout with a double leaping strike, and that's going to be the first kill of the team fight. The question is, will it be the last? Yeah, it will be. But Akash now having to fall back and get ready to defend the top Web Weaver. And they should pick up all 3 forts here, Wholesome Halfwits. That's what I would expect as we're seeing the macro play come in. Mid fort gonna go down. Bottom gonna be the next focus. All 3 forts down now. Looks like they want to push bot lane up, go for keep. Bless Shield used on Misha. Dr. Shelly, are you just trying to get me to think Sarah McLaughlin? Because I can do that if you would like. So they get the keep wall in bottom lane. Which bottom lane, you know, can actually be quite good on this map. Typically, you think top lane's the most important, and certainly that's not to say it isn't. But I've seen a lot of games on this map end in the bot lane. And it's just because it's the farthest rotation. And so if you can force the enemy team to defend top, you can easily snipe bot keep. Wholesome Halfwits, gonna go ahead and grab some camps here. Bruiser camp being pushed up in the mid by a few loose screws. And they are trying to look for this turn-in. Now, Wholesome Halfwits is only 9 gems away, but they have a lot of stalling to do. Like Muradin just did. Brewer 2 going to keep trying to force this turn-in, but just not really any zoning, as this is the problem with Joanna. When she has all the gems on this map, it can be hard for her to turn because she is the zoning and the poke. Filu Screws really wants this engage. Lornado coming in, trying to separate out the red team. Does enable E Bagatron to get focused. Sound Barrier hits 5 though, and should secure the disengage. So good disengage there by Filu Screws. Misha though does go down. Poor Misha. You're too beautiful for this world, Misha. Not your fault. There's the focus there onto Joanna. Filu Screws very low with the Joanna. Oh, the leaping strike gonna secure the kill onto Lunara, but Lunara gets horrified. And so you trade a healer for a DPS. Can they do anything with it? A Brewer 2 really too low to re-engage this, I think. The Lornado gonna help with the disengage. Blaze not done with this, though. Well, now he is. He's gonna clear up the minion wave. Now here's the turn-in chance. Filu Screws definitely wants this turn-in. Guns have been there. Blaze once again with the stall. And Pico gonna try to drop 15. But the big one is Joanna. Joanna is the one who needs to get this drop. And she does, but the Stormbolt comes in with the root combo. And oh wow, how well played there. Even though they get the turn, and if anything, this is actually a huge win for Wholesome Halfwits from the standpoint of you turned in all your gems and now you get nothing with them. Great Stormbolt there by Dr. Jelly. Hits 2 people, kills 2, and then they managed to clean up 2 more kills in that. So they're just going to clear up these spiders completely free of charge, and that's effectively just 55 wasted gems down the drain with no value for the members of Few Loose Screws. So that is a pretty devastating loss for them, added to the fact that they pretty much lost all their gems there. Wholesome Halfwits are close to a turn in themselves. They can turn this in very quick, and they're just going to completely clean this phase up. Do we see a desperate boss play? I don't want to see that. But you do have to look for fights now on the side of Few Loose Screws, because you're going to lose the race to 20, because they're going to try to turn in. If Dr. Jelly gets this turn in, that is going to hurt a lot. There's the focus, trying to get onto Crooked Smile. There's the Blessed Shield, Dragon's Arrow. They get Lunara, that's one. Wailing Arrow hits 4 and Amisha. Misha is low. Save the Mishas. Blue does turn in despite the Lunara death, so they are going to try to get some value. The bottom lane could absolutely get value with the siege camp here, but it looks like despite that, Few Loose Screws wants to focus on trying to get a fight here in the mid, as well as clear this Web Weaver up here. Oh, Lornado with the root combo. Wipeout is so low. Wipeout is potentially going to walk away from this. No, Blaze coming in. Blaze gets interrupted. Wipeout is somehow still alive, but they don't get any kills, and now you have to pay attention. Bot lane about to get pushed in. Mid lane about to get pushed in. Top lane starting to get ramped up. So they need to start getting this clear, but if they can defend and save all their keeps, which it looks like they're going to be able to do just that, then this is a pretty good situation to be in. Relative to where they were a bit ago on the side of Few Loose Screws. Still going to lose the race to 20, and they have to worry about that boss, but they're keeping their top keep healthy. That's going to help. Good jukes there by Wipeout. And G-Money taking quite a bit of damage. Sylvanas eating that Ruinous Affliction. Oh, Dragon's Arrow. There it is, looking for the move. There's the Amp It Up, trying to secure the engage. Neutrons is low in the back, but still stepping up to fight this. Lunara jumps into the back line, manages to get onto Hanzo. Hanzo drops, dropping all his gems with it. The engage now here. Wailing Arrow hits 3. It's going to secure the kill onto Joanna. There is a huge stun. Can they get another kill onto Wipeout? Wipeout has a yellow health bar. Does he have the Amp It Up to keep himself alive? Wipeout is going to stay alive. G-Money, on the other hand, is not. Murden goes down in that as well. It's a 2-for-2 trade at the moment. And honestly, I think you take that happily on the side of Wholesome Halfwits here. They do lose their keep in the bot lane, but I think you take that trade because, if anything, it means you have 40 seconds to try to close this gap to level 20. And there are no turn-ins on the map. They're actually close to a turn-in of their own on the side of Few Loose Screws. So if they can just get a turn-in and use it to push the lanes out, that can help them get 20. Of course, then they have to win a fight. They have to take boss. But luckily, top fort is down. They could run this boss down top if they win a team fight first. So I'd actually like to see the early turn-in just to help them soak the lanes. I mean, obviously, you want to push the lanes out a little bit. You don't want to use the turn-in just to push waves out by any means. But it looks like they've done that. They've pushed out mid lane, or bot lane still pushed in, but mid lane is pushed out. Top lane definitely pushed out all the way to the left side of the map. But now 5v5 situation. Akash, though, gets the turn-in. And this is where, you got to see Few Loose Screws. They have to make a big play here. They need to be careful about taking a fight, though. They are still against level 20, even with the objective. So they want to really use this opportunity to get level 20 first and foremost. That's got to be the top priority. Try not to fight, soak level 20, but Muradin is going to move into the back line, look for this engage. There's the boot back from the Lucio. Dragon's Arrow to secure the disengage. That's one ult down, but it's an ultimate worth using there, I think. So a good disengage there, and obviously, above all, Misha stays alive. We are all happy to hear this story. I've actually clicked the wall at some point, so let's go ahead and clean that up. Oh, there's a Blessed Shield with the engage. Neutron's going to be the focus. Neutron using the Wailing Arrow. Root hits 4. Down barrier used. There goes Lunara into the back. Hits Wipeout, but Wipeout's still alive. Sylvanas finally goes down to Rexar in the backside. There's the Horrify getting onto Muradin. Looks like the focus target is onto Muradin. Lunara low there too. Here comes the bunker. Dr. Jelly manages to jump inside. Can they punish the bunker as it drops? Muradin's still in there. Looks like he's going to get out, but Sylvanas down. Here's the chance. Level 20 is here. Talents are locked in. Misha going to be the focus there, but now Dr. Shelley getting turned around on. There's the blind from Brewer 2. And they need to do something with this kill. They still have a Web Weaver bot. It does manage to grab this fort, so they're going to get Katas there. But what are they going to do with this? It looks like we are going to see the boss play. This is still, Sylvanas will be there in 20 seconds, but I think it's enough time. I'm pretty sure they get this down, yeah, easily. The Ruinous Affliction Gul'dan really helping with this, as is Rexar with his talents at this point. Brews are going to get grabbed mid in the process, but this is how you win the game now on the side of Few Loose Screws. They're not going to get another turn in this game, most likely. They need to do something with this objective, or with this boss. And as soon as you see that Bruiser camp, I want to see Joanna run under towers and start tanking it so they can get the towers down before the enemy team is up. Now the enemy team has a wall in front of them to zone this. There's a stun onto a Brewer 2. Brewer 2 taking a lot of damage. Blows the Unstoppable. Tries to move him with a Condemn. No follow-up damage. Rexar managed to get the stun. Oh, the Blessed Shield is a miss. That's a huge ultimate down. Now they're going to rely on a really big Horrify. Lornado trying to separate out the members of the red team. Only manages to separate out Misha. Misha just getting wall-banged into the corner there by the Lornado. And Boss is not even going to kill this keep. Now they have to drop back. They have to defend mid-keep. They have to defend bot lane, and that's going to have to be the play here. For Few Loose Screws not able to end off this boss, but they are still alive. They have a win condition too now. They can just run it down top if they get 3 kills. With the death timers being what they are, it doesn't matter almost anywhere on the map they get the kills. They'll pay off. But I like this decision. Let's drop our gems. We could potentially get another turn in. Let's make sure to play this safe by Wholesome Halfwits. They drop all 44 of their gems, and now they want to look for the team fight, potentially. Or at least look for a gank opportunity. Dr. Jelly frontlining aggressively. There's a root. They could get an engage there, but it already kind of backed up. But Brewer 2 now separate out from the rest of the team. It's a pretty devastating position by Joanna here. Dr. Jelly going to take some damage, but he'll heal it right back up. Muradin does those things with third win. And, yeah, it's going to be really whoever wants this more. Who wins the next team fight. There's the focus onto Lunara, but Lunara has the Leaping Strike. There's the Lornado and the Root going to get onto Joanna. Misha trying to slow down the engage on the Muradin. Horrify with the Haunt. Dragon's Arrow on the Lunara. They get the kill, but it's what's going to cost. No, Lunara is still, or Joanna is still alive, but Lucio is going to drop, and then Joanna's going to drop as soon as the Indestructible ends. They get the kill, but now what is the disengage going to be? Akash is down. There's now, oh, Wholesome Halfwits could end this game. What a... You know, that's been the play. Let's go in, let's get a squishy assassin, but that time they didn't really have an exit strategy. They thought they were just going to go in, the fight was going to be nice and short, and then they were going to leave. Remind you of any foreign policy decisions, everyone? But now, you know, Megatron's still defending for now. Well, he was still defending for now. And now Rexar going to be the kill as well. Down they go, and at this point you move on to the core. 5-man team wipe. Lucio going to be up at 9, Gul'dan going to be up at 17, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think this is going to be Wholesome Halfwits taking the series 2-0. Shields are down. Here comes Lucio, here comes Joanna. Blaze trying to buy some space. Gul'dan's going to be the key. They basically need like a Horrify insta-gift. And I don't think they got it. Sylvanas still alive. Neutrons all over this core. Yep, that's going to be GG. And well played here by Wholesome Halfwits as they win the series. The Wholesome Halfwits going to take the domination victory in this series. And it was... both games were close, though. Both games really could have gone either way. But I think just at the end of the day, you got to give... You gotta give Halfwits credit. They played that very well. And taking a look now at the post-game stats, we see once again, I mean, the healing numbers by both healers were fantastic, but Freckle Pants really kind of hitting another gear as far as healing goes. That's a really good healing number on the Deckard Cane, and just taking a look at the builds. I mean, this is a pretty meta build. You got the Potion of Shielding, you got the Bottomless Flask, you got the Ancient Blessings. Kanai's Cube is an interesting kind of twist on that, but I like it paired with Scroll of the Stone Curse. A really good healing by both healers. A lot of good saves. You know, when the focus was so much single target blow up. But just the more kills on the side of Wholesome Halfwits. And, you know, once again, few loose screws. They come alive late. They get them in a position where they can win the game. But Wholesome Halfwits shuts the door. So with that, I'm tired. I'm not going to do a post-game interview. Apologies to Wholesome Halfwits. They deserve it. But it is 12:08 on the East Coast, so I'm going to have to call it there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Let me see here who is casting, if anyone, for Nexus Gaming Series. Moment, give me 1 second to take a look at our calendar and see. There was a game that started at 11:30, and it is... In Too Deep, wipe them again. So Hero Physio. So I'm going to kick you guys over to Hero Physio. So definitely give him, at least stick around a bit and say hi.